the participation trophy practice, which was pushed onto an entire generation of children. I think there is actually still people and communities that continue to engage in this participation trophy, where you're given all this praise and accolade and you know what? Not even that. It's not the praise so much as a trophy, a physical thing that you earn because you showed up to the field, didn't do anything. You just showed up, or you entered the classroom, or you just were there. And I mean, admittedly, we do need to actually show up. We do need to be there wherever there is to get any kind of reward. You know how many of us would get paid if we didn't show up to work? But just getting, I don't know, like just getting a trophy because you showed up. I'm thinking about like a young child, and that young child is a part of a baseball team that placed last, but they get a trophy anyways because you participated. That teaches that child that when you grow up and you become an adult, if you just show up, you should get something for that. There should be some kind of reward. There should be some kind of a thing for showing up. Just you were there. And so, yeah, I disagree with that. I think you disagree with that too. I can't see that any of us think that that's just so awesome. Like, oh yeah, the kid showed up, so he should obviously, get something. Yeah. That being said, I think there's a place for recognizing that someone did actually show up. And on a like when you're first learning something, the equivalent of that would be like, okay, you got to try. Well done, you tried. You failed, and what you did didn't work, but you tried. So good. But we can't be just offering trophies to people because life does not offer trophies. And so I think one of the things that we do as adults is that we've seen this. We've seen this practice and seen what it's done, and it's just wrecked these kids that got raised that way. That we're like, man, I'm not doing that. And so we won't even recognize ourselves when we do things. What am I talking about? I think one, our self-talk. Our self-talk can be so damaging. And we are used to the generation that we grew up in. I know the generation I grew up in, there was a lot of negative talk directed at me, and I then adopted that and put that to myself. And then I hear about this stupid participation trophy practice, and I'm like, man, I want nothing to do with that. And I end up with this self-talk that's like really bad, really bad. And I'm thinking like, if I was a child and all of a sudden I spoke to that child the way that I speak to myself when I screw up, I'd be calling that adult out. I'd be calling that man out and say, you can't talk to no child like that. You can't. I'd be talking to the mother and like, you can't, no, whoa, that's really bad. Don't you ever talk to my child that way. But then the way I talk to myself. Oy, oy, oy. And I'm pointing fingers right at myself because, man, I do it. I think that the participation trophy practice is a disaster. We should not be doing that. But when it comes to us changing our habits, changing our lifestyle, changing our mindset, our heart. Now, obviously, God is the one who really changes our hearts. But like changing one, yes, the media that we consume, the people that we follow in the media, and I'm talking social media. But the next thing is us, ourselves. As I see, my beard is just a mess. We have got to talk better to ourselves and recognize when we do things right. Because how many of us are just slogging away and just, like You go to work every day and you pay the bills every day. Well, every time they come up. Well done. Well, sure, it's obvious and it's expected, and you shouldn't get a trophy for this. No, it's not. It's not something like, oh, you're so special. But at the same time, well done. And when we're trying to get to a place where we're going to be changing our minds and building something brand new inside of us that is rejecting the system that got us to where we are now, a part of that is like, who cares if you go to work every day? Of course you're supposed to go. How dare you want some kind of not like, thank you. Thank you that you went to. No, you are worthy to be recognized that way. Thank you for showing up every blessed time we need you. You know, maybe you have the simplest job in the world. You just work at McDonald's. No shade to those who do. Well, thank you. Because when I go to McDonald's and I order a burger, I freaking want it made. And you did make it for me. Thank you. And you got to, forget just you, so I got to talk to myself too. We have got to start recognizing what we do right. We need to recognize where we screw it up, where we get it wrong. We cannot be blind to that. But we've got to start recognizing where we get it right. And I remember when I was teaching my students as a driving instructor, you know, I felt nervous at first and really blessed awkward. And it took me years to become a proficient driving instructor, but I did. And one of the things I learned is I got a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, I got a 25-year-old, a 35-year-old. In fact, 60% of my students were adults. And I learned the power of praising that student when they got anything right when they were first learning how to drive. Anything. Didn't matter. And I learned that like I remember this one boy, he's like, you know, he's a jock, he was athletic, very strong, very confident, and he was a good boy. No shade to him, right? And all of a sudden he's trying to drive for the very first time and he's never touched a brake pedal in his life. He didn't know where it was located down underneath the dash. Well done. That's, you know, can you find the brake pedal for me? Well, play with them. Figure it out. Which one, like pick one. Just push it. Just see what happens. No, that's the wrong one. No, that's not the brake pedal. You're right. That is the brake pedal. Very good. That's right. That's the brake pedal. What does it do? Right? I'm asking all these stupid questions, but it's like when we're trying to learn something new, when we're trying to build something new and create something new or gain a new skill, we have to celebrate the elementary school wins before we can achieve the university level achievements. We got to recognize when we do things right. It doesn't mean that we need all kinds of recognition from everybody else, but when we're talking to ourselves, what did we do right today? What did we get done right? Recognize the failures, but recognize what we're getting done right. And I think this is vital for adjusting our self-talk, the way that we speak to ourselves. So, because I want us to be like a good coach to ourselves, that we get to a place where when we talk to ourselves, it's like a good coach. A coach will call you out when you fumble the ball, but when you land it, when you do it right, when you get the basket, when you like when I was a driving instructor, you pull that corner perfect, you better believe I'm going to give you praise. When you steer the wheel in the correct direction for the very first time, yes, I'm going to recognize that because I want you to do that again that way. We got to recognize it in ourselves. As I get all out of shape with my phone here, we got to recognize. So let's do this. Let's do this. At the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, wherever you can get some private time, some quiet time, man. A lot of men is just inside the bathroom. What did we do right today? And let's see if we can pick more than one thing. And I'm talking the simplest bloody stuff. Let's notice what we're doing right, and then notice what we're doing wrong, and find like maybe like one, two things that we're going to change to get better. It's not participation trophy to notice what you're doing right for the purposes of recognizing it, to keep doing that, to repeat it, and to change our self-talk. I thank you for watching. God bless you, and bye for now.